Let's see. Oof, that got hot already. Testing. Okay. Testing. 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 There we go. Yes, I'm alive again. Hey, Jeff. Looks like AT&T didn't like one of my two devices, so I had to switch to the other one. Hey, Matt. Thank you, dude. Where's life finding you these days, Matt? It's starting to take the right shape. You guys can't see it, so let's get you over there. Oh, good. The camera shut down again. Yep, I'm having that kind of morning. fumble fingers here. Let's see. Grab this. Camera basically shut itself into low power mode because I didn't tell it to not. All right, there we go. So the goal is to get this corner to not be so thin. And I think I've kind of worked that up just by getting that area heated up too often, too hot. So I think what I'm going to do is slow my roll on that, and we'll just finish squaring it up and then finish up the ends into a heart shape and call it good enough for first try, and then try again. I got plenty of material to work with here to get it right. Learn the skill and get it right. Trial and error. Very rarely does it not involve error. Hey, Jurgen. Sarasota, Florida, 95 degrees and humid. Ick. Right now, I'm fortunate. It is, let's see, 65 degrees. And yeah, I mean a little humid, but not Florida humid. Shane. Yeah, AT&T ditched me is what happened. Actually, I have two devices out here today. I have the iPad, which has a longer battery life, and the iPhone. And I thought, what the heck? I'll run it off the iPad instead of the iPhone, just in case, my charger dies again or something like that. And the iPad just was not having it, I guess, with AT&T. So that's what happened. Such is life. And then I've got this other problem. Supposedly the charger I'm using can't seem to keep my Mac fully charged. So who knows if this stream will die soon or not. Jurgen on both channels. Nice. Thank you, sir. I'll have to watch Brian's video on that then. I don't think I've seen that video. Watch that before I try the next one. At this point, I'm just trying to crisp that up now that I've burnt it up so much. Remove the texture I didn't intend it to have. All right, that's good enough. We'll start working on scrolling the ends. Uh-oh. What's Ben going to hell for? Scrolling back. I mean, nope, I missed it. Maybe it's better I don't see it anyway. I don't need to fast track my joining Ben. All right, plenty hot enough to get some taper going. Looks even hotter on your screen. Draw that taper back. There we go. We have a taper. I'm not worried about hurting the material by forging it too cold, to be honest. I've watched those Smiths. This stuff stands up to some abuse. And then the horses walk all over it. So I don't know what kind of steel horseshoes are made of, but it's some tough stuff. Makes me wonder, in the days before steel was so common, did they shod their horses with wrought iron? And if so, the stuff's tougher than I thought it was. Just a heart, a horseshoe heart. Their LinkedIn user. I don't know who my LinkedIn user is, but yep, a horseshoe heart. Hey, Daniel. Thanks for jumping in here. Hey, Chris. I don't have my purse out here today. Just going to clean up that taper there before I move on to doing the other side. Although I might want to scroll that taper first. There are a couple of different ways I've seen. I've thought about doing this this scroll, but right now we're going to go with the most straightforward one, the one everybody thinks of when they think of these things, and that's how, man, these things burn up easy. Now I can understand how, and that's probably how come the middle of my, yeah, that's definitely why. I now remember. get a more elegant taper going down there. Yep, there we go. Use the fuller to spread it better because I'm working against my own self over and over again. That's better. That's better. Smooth it out. Come on. All right, do it this way then. Without using the fuller, I kept making it fatter this way. And then I would go this way to make it thin again, and it would just bulge right back out again. So use the anatomy of your anvil. If you don't have rounded edges on your anvil, come up to the horn and use the horn. And that way you end up getting a fullering effect, spreading it only in 2 directions instead of 4 directions. You don't end up at cross purposes with yourself. There we go. And now I can taper that back in again, taper that back in again, and start my scroll. Bevel, I guess, is the right word, not taper. Bevel. Let's see. Kevin on the other channel. Let's see. Hi from here. Kevin from another channel. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it, man. Some horses were shod with copper shoes to help with bacterial problems. That makes a lot of sense. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's soft, but, you know, if you're going to try to cure something, that's the way to do it. Spring steel, if it's spring steel. With short horseshoes, you don't need to get them up to yellow heat. A nice bright red works well. Yeah, I've noticed that. That's what I've been thinking, Thomas, is this stuff is tough stuff, and yet, you know, you can work it in almost into the black, no problem. You're right, Daniel. Yellow is pretty. Do you happen to know what the material is, Thomas? Mostly mild steel. Okay. I'll tell you what, it burns pretty easy. Alexis knows that one better than me, maybe, but I'm learning it real fast here. Just making it pretty, blending the taper that's already on a horseshoe into the bevel, I should say, already on my horseshoe. Back into the work. Hey, Rob. Welcome to the party. Beryllium. Interesting. Where's Alexis when you need her? You need to know the isotopes of beryllium. There we go. It looks much nicer. Looks like it's kind of part of the original intent. Put a facet across the top so it's back to that shape again. I'll never look like I was a farrier had done this, because I wasn't. But that looks much nicer now. Yes? People agree with me, I hope? I like it. Let's go to the other side. Then we'll worry about scrolling it. See if I can reproduce the effect over there. Maybe even pull it off faster, because I know what I was doing wrong for the first 2 heats before. Nice. I now know I have a farrier on the channel. That's awesome, Thomas. I definitely have some aluminum shoes in my bucket over here. I grabbed a couple from her, mainly because I've never worked with aluminum before and I was curious to see what would happen. Let's just leave it like that. Yeah. Not weekly. Ha 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 ha. I'm too chicken to trim my donkey's hooves. Afraid I'll cause her harm or hurt her in some way. I'm not worried she's going to hurt me, but definitely worried that I would hurt her. So I haven't done that. Clean up my mess from early from using the fuller inside of them, and then smash it back, because it still did travel side to side. Whew. Let's get it hot again. Uh-oh. Borium. Horsing around. Ah. The dad jokes are strong with this one. I need a drink. Sadly, this is the only real exercise I get during the week. All right. Continue the work over here. Try to get things back in the right shape because I was getting things a bit twisted there. Nothing really beats a proper swing of the hammer. Half-ass swings don't always get it. All right, we'll finish cleaning that up because I definitely made some ugly blows there. Especially since this is the side that actually needs that bevel all the way down. And wow, but that I need to draw that out just a little more. It's definitely not complete. All right, more work, more heat. So did anybody else watch Alex Steele's little forging a knife in 1 square meter or 1 meter circle? That's exactly how I feel in my shop here most of the time. I'm just glad I have just a little bit more than 1 meter circle to work in because I already have enough leg and back problems. Thank you very much. It was actually, I agree with somebody else who commented on it. It's one of the best videos I've watched him do in a while, as regards blacksmithing anyway. I don't really, I watch them and they're interesting, but I'm not about to make, I mean, it's just making another vice grip doesn't interest me. Now, if he had made that vice grip into, oh, I don't know, a pair of tongs, you know, vice grip tongs, maybe I would have been, I would find more interest in it. But I do miss the days when he put more time into blacksmithing projects. All right, that's getting better. Are they even? Probably not. Are they close enough? Yeah, I think they are. We'll go ahead and we're going to need to get it hotter though, because I'm just twisting it. I'm not moving metal the way I want it to move. Let's get it straight again. There we go. And let's go ahead and get it hot enough so I can put a proper bevel on there. Well, see, and that's what I would have loved to have heard, is whether or not, you know, having a pair of vice grips attached as a, you know, as a tong, so you wouldn't have to use a tong clip, for example, if that would have been beneficial or not. That would have been a fun project. It would have demonstrated, you know, the skills that I'm more interested in. But I'm not his only viewer. He seems to have a lot of them. So, and he's his own person. He should do what he wants to do. So I give him all the credit that he deserves. I'm just speaking about my own personal interests. Now I'm not who he's living for, so. Yeah, I was wondering about folks. How many folks are down there dealing with Hillary right now? 'You gonna have a nice temperature drop come Tuesday, are you, Daniel? 21 years working at farrier work and blacksmithing, or just the farrier side of it, Thomas? Yeah, he went Hollywood. He's pulling back from that though quite a bit, Ben. Not from the Hollywood part, but he came here to the States, wanted to be an entrepreneur here in the States. Then COVID happened, went back home. Priorities changed, and he's basically slowly, I think, selling off inventory. And I don't think he's rebuilding it. I think he's getting out of. He's not marketing his stuff nearly as much anymore. Now it's all uh, shade, shade, uh, uh, shade Ratto Legends. Yeah, that's it. Um, shade Latto Legends. He's busy pimping for them, and then at the end he'll mention his own shop. Deep discounts and et cetera, et cetera. I went and looked at his deep discounts. His 2x72, just the frame, no motor, nothing like that, was $1,000. So outside my price zone. And as somebody called me out last week, I'm wealthy. So what do I know? As a hobbyist, it just doesn't make sense for me to spend that kind of money. But maybe there's a nice smith out there that it does. I'm doing this the hard way, mainly because I'm stupid sometimes, when talking especially. There we go. Now I'm not bouncing off of the... I'm so used to standing one way at my anvil that I forget that I can actually turn around it. And then across the top. To establish that prettier ridge. There we go. That looks about right. It's still not right though. I'll work on it just a little bit more because I see where it is there. This side's looking pretty close. I can do better. I haven't ruined it yet, so I can actually still do better. I can also do worse. Yeah, well, he's not moved there anymore, Ben. His shop is closed. He is now back in somethingshire, I'm sure, there in England, with wife and family. Wife, dad, dogs, and who knows what's next. He's a young man with a young bride. I expect children in the mix sometime soon. And then we can have young steel apprentices in the shop. It'll become like Axe and Anvil. I think that's the name of that channel. Yep, collectible anvil. I'm actually really desirous of, though I haven't decided to plunk down the funds, uh, a house-made forge and burner kit. Hey guys, thanks for chatting away there. I just got notified that you've been a nice talkative stream. All right, let's see if we can get the right position on here and get a bevel on here that looks anything like the original. That's better. Get this side just a little more. Clean it up. Dress it up. That looks pretty good. Now let's ruin it by bending it. That's what happens when you forge with a bit of scale on the surface. It pops off and leaves a big, big old divot. Oh well. C'est la vie. But now, that looks pretty even. Let me pull back here so you can see that. That looks pretty close to even. If I were to be certain, I could just come along here, do that, and see that we're only a few millimeters off of even. So I'm happy with that. Let's see what I want to do there. I can clean up that side better too before we start bending everything up. So let's do that. I mean, that's what do people see when they look at these hearts? They see the scroll and they see the point. So might as well make at least half of that look pretty, or a third of that, 2/3 of that. There we go, 2/3 of that look pretty. I've already screwed up the. Oh, you don't know, Daniel. I've been actually looking into that. I am looking into making a foldable batarang. The question I have to get to answer for myself is, how do I could easily see the folding part as just being a hinge with a pin, right? An offset hinge on the back with a pin. But the problem is, once it's unfolded, if I wanted to be able to throw it and it, actually hit the thing and stick, I think I would need to make sure that it doesn't unfold. Maybe just enough friction in the folding bit would be sufficient. But I'm already considering that. Mainly because I also just got a 3D printer. And so one of the first 3D prints I'll probably do will be a folding batarang. Yeah, all this time, I'm watching all my friends that have their 3D printers and so forth, and it's like such a pain. Well, they've come a long way since I initially started seeing and talking to people with 3D printers. And I ended up going ahead and getting myself an Ender 3 SI, which has enough of the modern features on it to make me happy and still be cheap enough that I wasn't feeling like I wasted a lot of money if the thing isn't put to heavy use. And like most, I'll start out doing silly things with it just because it's a hobby and you're supposed to have fun, right? All right, that's warm enough to start putting the better bevel on. You can see. Come on, keep it on the edge. And then over on this side. I definitely didn't put the bevel on as well over on this side, so we can dress that up nicely. And that's much better now. And it's funny because so many people watch knife makers and don't realize that you don't use those skills just in making knives, right? Use those skills in all sorts of ways as a smith, making tools, shaping your art form. All right, time to start messing it up. I've done as much pretty work as I can do before I mess it all up. 4 answers. I don't know if he came to America to find a wife. The wife he married, I think, wasn't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know Sam, and I don't know how he treated Sam. That's a story that I'm not privy to. For Alec, the only information I have on Alec really is pretty much what he shared publicly. So he is a very, as far as I know, he's a pretty private smith, but what do I know? I thought his wife was English as well. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Chris, is anything that I can do on a 3D printer, I should be able to figure out how to do in blacksmithing. And so having my 3D printer for prototyping is going to be an awesome thing. Plus, there's also the fact that at some point, I might go ahead and invest into a smelter, and then I could do, you know, lost wax, but I think it would be done with filament casting. Oh, see, I used to teach CAD when I was in college. Now it's been a long time, and CAD systems have changed quite a bit. But you know, especially because so many of them are just um, are just place, you know, shapes on the board and do either addition or subtraction with those shapes. That's not how CAD was done when I was a kid teaching that stuff in college. But I also did it professionally for Temple Steel up in Chicago. Now my work wasn't all that exciting. It was, you know, what is the part that a press was going to knock out, and it was going to be either a stator or a rotor, because that was the principal amount of their product there. There we go. That's looking really, really sharp. We're going to leave it at that because I know I'm going to end up closing this up just a hair bit. And we're going to go do the other side now. That's really, really pretty. I'm happy. I hope you all think the same. Now, you know, I have to make at least 2 of these if I want to do an interlinking pair of parts. So there will be a part 2 to this. You guys might get tired, just as tired of seeing me do leaves. You might get just as tired seeing me do horseshoe hearts. You know, but on the rare chance that I might actually get to retire one day, I will have to have some starting stock, right? PLA casting, there we go. Yeah, I was planning on getting a set of nozzles. I mean, the thing will come with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle, and I was thinking about getting a set of nozzles from, I think they go down as far as 0.1 millimeter and all the way up to a full a millimeter. I don't know. I'll have to verify that. But yeah, my goal was to play around with the different nozzles and see what can happen with that. I didn't know that PLA was an organic material. Now that I think about it, isn't oil an organic material? So therefore, yeah, that would work. I'm probably burning it up now. I think I see sparks. Nah, close. Pretty close. Let's go ahead and start bending around. Just like any other scroll, you guys can't see it, of course, because I'm not sharing. I've decided to be let's go ahead and flatten, check. Where are we at? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think I'll warm up the other side and get it to be a little bit closer to that. We're doing pretty good. And then we'll drive the middle together. So easy to burn this stuff up when I also want to know what's going on in the chat. Yentas, yeah. You got your 3D printer 15 years ago, Ben? Burn two shoes? No, I'll be the burnt one. My wife will be the pretty one. That's typical. Well, I appreciate that, Thomas. That's a huge compliment. I was going to say, Ben, if I weren't here, where would you guys go to talk? But I've seen you guys go to basically any Smith's channel to talk. So I know I'm not special, but I do enjoy your presence. Your company is always welcome. All right. Let's get that around just a little more. Let's do it that way. There we go. Get everything planar. Coplanar? Yes. If it's all going to be planar, then it's all coplanar, right? There we go. And that, folks, is me having a piece of material too close to my anvil. I just caught it fire. That's not good. All right. That's good. Need to bring this one around a little bit more now. Let me go do something about this piece of cloth I just got all wet. It's still smoldering. Can't put it away that way, so got to really do something about putting it out well. There we go. Big domey. That's supposed to be over on the other side of the camera, you idiot. There we go. I'm not trying to burn the shop down, but I am trying to burn up the camera. So, you know, hope you guys saw that. That was fun. Don't tell my wife. Her camera. She had bought it when we were doing a lot more traveling around the state, and she wanted to be able to take some really nice photos. And then she realized her her phone on her camera was good enough. Her camera on her phone, there we go, was good enough. There we go. We'll take it over just a little more. That looks great. I don't think I could do any better right there. It is time to close it up. Let's go ahead and get it in the middle. Like that. Meaning get the middle part in the fire. Oh shoot, Jurgen, you're so nice. Everybody saw the fire, good. Oh, I love ferrets. No, that's just a strap for the camera, but I love ferrets. We had pet ferrets. I would have pet ferrets again. I'm one of the weirdos that think they smell good, not bad. Everybody saw the fire. Fire! All right, let's try not to burn up the middle here. I've already burned up a good chunk of it. All right, good temperature. Should come together neatly. Let's get it coplanar again. All right, so now what I've decided is I don't want it any closer together than that. It starts to look weird to me, which means I need to do a little more scrolling, I think, if I don't want to close it up any more than that. A little more scrolling, maybe even open up the scroll a little bit. Because if it's any closer than that, it starts to look... Actually, you know what? It doesn't look bad after all. We'll see. I'll keep working it just a hair. Yeah, see, that's too tight at that point, I think. I'm going to open it up just a hair and open up these scrolls just a hair. Easy peasy. I marvel at the Smiths who know exactly what they're making as they're making it and don't have to do any adjustment. They just go and it's done. All I can say is they have to have a lot of experience, I think, to be able to know exactly what it is they're making as they're making it and know exactly where everything's going as they're doing it. All right. Back over here. You weren't able to see what I was talking about anyway. All we have to do is form that around, open it up just a hair. We'll do the same thing on the other side. That'll be perfect. And then we'll open it up and it'll be done. Thank you, Jurgen. Oh no, somebody got a bad brain picture. Now I'm going to go back and get one because that sounds fun. See, this was before I was smithing, and I was smithing with charcoal at that point. Rescue a naked husband on the toilet. That's the brain picture. Oh my goodness. All right, we'll open that one up just a hair. There we go. And with them overlapping like that, that means when I open it, it should look really good. Let's go ahead and get it open back up just a hair. That's just by warming up the middle again. Time to start cooking up some more charcoal. Yeah, it's gonna be. It's only gonna be for certain pockets. I'm pretty sure there, Kevin. Not every pocket can hold this keychain bobble. Hey, Kenny. Now he's got a shout out from the Smith on screen or in your ear or whatever. There we go. Now this should open up real easy. Just with a few taps right here. Lo and behold, I wasn't wrong. And again, work to get things just right. Everything coplanar. Work on this side. And that up just a hair. And that down just a hair. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. If only it weren't so crusty looking. There we go. Nice, nice. Let's go ahead and grab one of my infernal machines and make some noise. You know what? Even I need earplugs for this one. But that burnt metal is going to look burnt the whole time, for sure. There's no rubbing that off. I could actually sand it off, I suppose, but that would just be, I think, incredibly pointless. All right, back to trying to clean it up. We're done with the hammer for the moment. Get it out of my way. This is one completed heart, except for the wax, the finish to prevent it from rusting too much. I gotta be a lot easier with the heat next time to prevent that from happening. But I can bring it in and show it to my fam, especially my father-in-law. His wife lives in has lived in a recliner. He doesn't have much in the way of mobility, so he enjoys me bringing in to show him what work I've done. I didn't bring him anything in last week, so I'm sure he'll be happy for me bringing this in to show him this week. If I really wanted to be a completionist about it, I would actually put a bevel in here on the tip. Let's flip it over and clean the other side. This side nobody will see. You know what I can do with that side? I just realized something I haven't done with any of my work in a while, and it needs it. So this is the first one. And who knows, one day I'll be a famous blacksmith and everybody will be wanting my work. Ah. All right. We'll have to clean it again afterwards, but that's all right. There. We'll use this one as a striking hammer. We'll pull this up to here so you guys can see what it is I'm about to do. We'll break this out so it doesn't go running around on me. Let's get it hot enough. Right there on the tip would be a good place for it. What time is it? I still got another hour. I need to shove a piece of charcoal down in there or else I might lose my fire at some point. There we go. All right. You've been watching me naked? My goodness. Talk over my noisy tools. All I was saying is, I think I'll go ahead and do something I haven't done in a while and actually touch mark it. All right. let's do this. Let's set this over here. That needs to come away. This needs to come up. That's where it sits. Stay. Go ahead and get this held good. Don't need it jumping while I... There we go. Now I get to clean it again. It hit the ground. It hit the floor. Went low, that's for sure. All right. All right. Where's my wax? There's my wax. Way over there. There we go. Wax time. Go ahead and just warm the whole kit and caboodle up on top of the fire. Whew. I didn't need the hair on my fingers anyway. Smoke gets in your eyes? There's a song about that, right? There it is. All right, that takes care of that side. Let's go ahead and do this side. Okay. There it is. Go. Just want it to sit nicely because if we end up putting it against a wall, there we go. It should stay there nicely. There we go. I think I burnt it more than I did. Let's do this a little bit. Burnt the wax more than anything else. That's my black burnt heart. I guess I'll use, I'll do a brass finish on my wife's. I'm pretty happy with that. Where'd the rag go? I hope I didn't drop it on the ground, because that would be a mess. Nope, there it is. Wipe off my tong jaws, which has got gunk on it, which I'm just transferring to this. There we go. Still hot enough for the wax on the rag to actually transfer. Good job. Yeah, that's looking all sorts of burnt and black. That is awesome, actually. Love it. All right. Now let's see if I can do a clean one. Thanks, Kevin. Carbon paper done. Yep, now for horseshoe number 2. All right, time to start straightening another horseshoe. We'll set this one on top to cool. Actually, it won't cool up there. I need to put it over on another place where it will. There we go. On the other anvil. Let's find a horseshoe that we definitely got all the nails out of to speed along the process. Ooh, that's a neat looking one. Nails aren't out though. Huh. There's one with tabs on it. There's one of the aluminum ones. You guys can see the aluminum one. I'm sure some of you have seen them before. I think I'm going to use this little one I have in my hand. It's got a nice thick toe. I mean, it's a little worn. Yes, obviously, toes are going to be worn faster than any other place, but it's still got quite a bit of mass there that I think I can avoid burning up. It's also smaller, so it'll be a slightly smaller heart. So if I can make hers pretty and smaller, and mine, you know, burnt and larger, that would actually really work out pretty. All right. Let's go ahead and see about getting these nails out. All right, there's one straightened-ish. Let's get the other one straightened-ish. It's funny, when I told my son, let's get these nails pulled, any we can't pull, we'll bend and see if I forge weld them or something like that. That was before I even gave it a consideration as to how I might use these. And now the bending is a mess for my purpose. Let's see if I can cut off any of it. All right, let's get it warm. See if I can get these nails to move at all, or if I'm gonna have to cut them off or grind them off or what. Yes, time to burn some more metal. Or try not to. straighten it, do the pointy bit, and then bend in the middle for easier handling with tongs. The nails in to show my prickly nature. Yeah, that's a cactus horseshoe. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, it definitely broke the nail loose. Let's see if I can get it out of there without having to bend up the nail anymore. There we go. That takes care of one. Now I really regret telling my son to just bend the nails. Quench and toss. That's one. Because all I really had to do was heat up the horseshoe and the nail probably would have come right out. All right. Definitely going to have to chop off the little bit that got rolled. Let's see if I can get a hammer in there to do that. I don't have any snips with me here. But I really like this horseshoe, so I'd like this to work. Hey, that worked. I don't know what I'm burning right now, but it's out of there. Uh-oh. Camera just shut off. Now I got to figure out why. I probably bumped it. Yep, I did. Dagnabbit. And when I bump it, my little doohickey that pretends it's a finger gets knocked off. All right. It's a cool camera, but it does not like to work as a webcam. But you can force it to work as a webcam by holding the shutter button halfway down. So to do that, I have this little thing you're supposed to put on your metal straws to make them less uncomfortable to use. Little rubber thing. Works as a finger with that and a hair tie. Unrideable horse breed. Yep. Spider. Well, actually, there is going to be a point, I think, where I'm just going to do either no cameras or like a minimal live stream over the cooler months. I can come out here and work in the evenings. And then maybe I'll have, I'll either just won't do a live stream and I'll use a single camera at various angles or something, just because it would still be nice to create content with the work I'm doing. But I am looking to make sure, unlike last week, yeah, last week, I think, while this thing was fully charged, the battery I used to power my electronics was fully charged. I think the sun baked on it and it did not like that. It was an extra warm day last week though. So all right. Let's get this thing hot and start straightening it. All right, that was a wall of text. So it's in this live stream. If you're looking at the chat stream, look in the live stream. I'm eyeing the idea when my shop arrives of stealing the 55-inch TV for there and getting the wife a bigger TV for the living room. She might go for it. My wife's a geek enabler, so mine definitely would go for it if I had power out here. That is, of course, if the goal was to watch TV while I'm doing this. It would be cool to be out here, though, working while another Smith's live stream is going on. Be able to watch the live stream on the background. So I could see the benefit. You just need to tell her it's instructional, and you're supporting your community. You know, there we go. Thought I was having some blocked airflow. All right, let's see if that's hot enough to do the trick. We're going to use a heavier hammer for this work, though. It's a good start. Now, how am I going to do it, though? That would be how. Oop, it hit the ground. Everybody have a drink. Let's work on the other side. Go. Only allowed to watch when Forge on Fire is on. Ah, see, your wife's an enabler too. The toolboxes were on sale. Nice. Very nice. You wouldn't get anything done, huh, Kevin? I'll use the hardy hole then. All right. Yep, there it is. Right into the hardy hole. Grab. Put some weight against it and pull. I mean, Yeah, but I don't know. I'm afraid that my hardy hole's got some sharp edges, and I'm not able to do a very good job there. I need to get the middle warm here, and then I can really perhaps get that to work well. The goal is not burn anything this time, so not to lose too much of its shape. All right, that side's looking pretty straight. Let's work on the middle now that I do have a straight spot. You can read. No, you can't, Ben. We all know better. Takes more than glasses, Ben. Oh, you can't hear now. Take glasses off. Ryan just straightens the middle and then puts in the bend. Interesting. Right out the gate, huh? Let's look at the pictures. 32 days. I'm really envious now. I'd really hope to do that. But there's always next year. Unless there isn't. That happens every now and then. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. Actually, 2022, you guys all went down there, so what do I know? All right. Pulling straight-ish. There we go. Whew. There we go. Sort of. And it's on the ground. All right. I don't understand how he would make the bend at this point. Well, maybe I do. While I think about that for a second, I'm just going to straighten that side just a little bit more. So you're saying he doesn't go to full straight on this thing. I'm going to scroll back and read what you wrote there, Kevin. I'm making a horseshoe heart, Adam. Ryan just straightens the middle, then puts in the bend, then he tapers and curves the ends on the horn. I'm surprised you're still awake there, Adam. I always forget what kind of hours you keep. set down at the point of the heart. On the corner of the hammers, both sides of the corner. Yeah. Bent backwards. Really? So in the opposite direction I'm thinking of. Well, that would explain why he could get away with that. Interesting. You know what? That could be fun to do, though. A backwards heart. A backwards bending heart. Ah, night shift. Gotcha. That would explain how he was able to do the taper and stuff at this after he made the bend. All right. Well, I got my banana shape. Let's see if I can avoid messing up that heart too much. All right, let's go ahead and see what we can do here. We're going to go ahead and heat up the middle. Worst thing that happens is this one becomes another odd one. That still would reflect my household. Words are heard. The wrinkle, yeah, see, that's what I was thinking too. Is I think I'm going to end up with a wrinkle. We'll see. If I put the notch in there, the wrinkle wouldn't be there, right? Let's try that. Let's see about finding middle. That looks a middle-ish. We'll give it a wallop right about there. Still looks middle-ish. Flip it around, keep it middle-ish. By applying force from two different directions. All right. Then we'll start our bending. Warm that back up before I try to deform that any further. We're trying to do a pretty one here. Adam, you do not want to know. It's a picture we all have in our head now that you're safe from right at the moment. That's right. Don't stroll up. Okay, so poll for the chat is baby shark bleach brain, or is it the opposite of bleach brain? Brain bleach. Sorry, I got that backwards. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and start bending it over. I hold on to it well enough to do that, though. I think we do it by doing this. That's it. I have to get it hotter if I'm going to do that. But not hot enough to burn, dag nabbit. That's the goal. Pretty sure, yep, that's not. Stab it, he says. What does the fox say? Ding, 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 ding. Ah, darn it. How bad did I burn it? Could be bad. So much for it being pretty. Why did you guys not tell me to stop turning the crank? It's almost like a curly Q mustache now. Handlebar mustache, not curly Q. We'll get to the curly Q later. All right. Come back over here. We'll try to find our mark again. Let's see if we can clean up this mess a little bit in the process. Boy, oh boy. Cunning plan. Does it involve a turnip, Baldric? It was planned. There you go. Pole rake mustache. All right. At this point, I think I can come in here, do a little cleanup work right there where it's bending, where I want it to bend. See if I can grab this a little differently so I can hold on to it while I'm bending it. Bending these things is harder than it sounds. The mass is just not in the place where it's easily bends. We'll get it though, or burn it up in the process. Because I'm just stubborn like that. This might be a good point to actually use the, let me try that. It might actually work out really good if I can get this all the way down there. Yep. It would work if I could actually, you know, have the piece stay in my tongs. On the floor, again, probably burning wires along the way. Let's see, grab it like that. Introduce some slag into the fire pit, fire pot, fire valley. Yea, though I walk through the valley of fire and death. No, that's not right either. The vise. I forget about the vise way too often. Thank you. I was using the hardy hole. That was a good way to go, but it drops through too easily. So let's try the vise. I do like the idea of the vise being my savior here. Yes, that's it. Hold on to it, vise. Don't let it go. Let's see if I can get it to where I get a nice even vise, though. There we go. Let's try it there. You could have a vise cam right now, but I'm lazy. Oh, see, that's perfect. It bends, but it's perfect. No, Ben, I didn't call you. I bet you think this song is about you. I swear I'm going to stop with this one and just curl the ends and make it a thing I put on my door. All right. And you know what? The more I think about it, Kevin, I think a curly Q mustache style of coal rake is actually not a bad idea in this, because I need pointy bits, and I need rakey, you know, wide bits. So, like every rake does. Yep, Rob. Rob definitely is a bully of a man. We'll go ahead and even change views. It's been a pretty singular view today. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. All right. Let's see if I got it hot enough and didn't burn it up. Not really. Close. That'll get it there. Sorry about that. All right. Put this in here. Come on. Get a hold of it in a neat way. There we go. That's a neat way. Bring it back over to the anvil. Everybody saw that up in the corner, right? No, I brought it in actually to the big screen. That's nice. I did the right thing. It's unusual, but it happens sometimes. Bring it back over here. I'm getting pretty close. Pretty close. Now I understand why he did it, though, inside out. It makes for a much nicer, beefier bit in the middle to be able to sharpen up if you want to. That actually looks really pretty good, despite having been burnt a bit, which I hope to be able to clean up here. All right, let's keep warming that middle part up. Bend it over just a little bit more. Doesn't have to be much more at this point, I don't think. In the long run, it might, but right now I think we're getting to the point where it's time to taper the ends. Oh, another reason to do it like this. You'll get that cute little, sweep in and back down, out again by doing it inside out. That Brazil guy is pretty freaking smart, I think. He started putting videos back out again, and then it just stopped again. So hopefully he continues. I think he was visiting his Brazilian protege. Or was putting up some old stock from that period. Oh, waffle sounds good. Now that my stomach isn't wanting to hurl. That was what does a fox say? For all us with ADHD, we all had to know at that point. And that was quite a learning experience. They'll say all sorts of things. Their vocalizations are way more than dogs. All right, one more time to the vise. Oop, everybody wanted to see the water itself, right? I'm not even showing yet. Sheesh. It's too cold now. Nope, twisted. Try it again. There we go. Whew, that's hot. Let's see it melt the bucket. Nope, we're good. Yep, it melted it. Back over here. I think we're done with pushing it to the middle for the moment. That did an amazing job. I love this, the way this ended up looking now. Little cleanup bends. Time to start tapering those ends. But we are at the end of our allotted time together. Gentlemen, peoples, whether you think of yourself as boys, men, aliens of ambiguous nature, ladies, if you happen to be in the audience and just sitting there quiet, because I know there are one or two, Gentles just means all of y'all. Because I like to believe the people I hang out with are kind, considerate, and in the end, gentle. Unless the condition arises that needs to change. But that is where we got to. And I like that. It's a lot less burnt looking. It's going to be I think it's going to look really pretty. I might have to do just a little bit of cleanup work right in here to make the place that I did burn look less burnt. What I'm pointing at, let me go get the pointy stick. The pointy stick is like right here. I did burn it right here. You can actually see the burn even more on the back side, which we'll figure out how to get cleaned up a bit. But the only part you notice on the outside is this little bit of crustiness right here, which I think will come off with a bit of with a little bit of work, not much. The next step, I'm going to end up cleaning out these holes because I want them to be there. There we go. The next step is to taper the ends, which should get us to the point where we can consider this finished next week. Taper the ends, loop them in. I love this turning it inside out because now we have this arc here that looks really cool on a heart that you don't get to see on the one I finished today. Mine's pretty, straightforward. Hers will have that nice little curve. And then we'll hook the two of them. Oof, that's hot. Shouldn't have touched that. Didn't mean to. Anyway, there's mine. Nice and burnt. Hers, I'll clean up real pretty. I don't know what I'll do I might brass brush it. I think brass brushing would look nice on it. Let's just do a test brushing. It'll all come off in the forge next time around. Oh yeah, that's going to look pretty, especially against the black. Yeah, that'll look really pretty against the black. So that'll be next week. Finish that up. So until then, yeah, exactly. I'll grind that off real quick. Until then, I just want to say thank you again to everybody who hung out here with us. The quiet ones, the loud ones, the silly ones, all of y'all, the helpful ones especially. And until next time, love and light.